edition of our show, Money Means Business. As we always say, in business means money. Stability in business means a lot of money, and a lot actually is in business and in stability. And we talk a lot about the different issues we're talking about, the pros and cons. What do we have on the table? If we have ills, and how to remedy that a lot actually. And tonight we're talking about tourism, which is very, very important for Egypt, which is a touristic country and has all offers a lot for tourism and for tourists, whoever would like to visit this country. I'm Nermin Nazimov. With us we have our guests, Mr. Tariq Sarhan, Japanese Polish tour guide. Welcome, sir, here with us.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
And we do have Dr. Mustafa Khalil, Deputy Chairman of the Egyptian Tourism Federation. Welcome, sir, with us here for the first time with me. And we'd like to go for a short break, after which we'll be coming back. Stay tuned to us. Don't go away.
A group of Russian experts has arrived in Egypt in order to review security measures at Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada airports. Egypt's Civil Aviation Ministry said Russian experts are expected to complete their mission by January 16th. The experts will examine security control systems installed at the airports, including security cameras capable of storing footage for a month, as well as the new personal biometric access systems, which will be used for scanning fingerprints and retina. Mohammed Saeed Mahrous, the chairperson of the Egyptian Holding Company for Airports and Air Navigation, said that the new system would be put into operation in Cairo Airport's Terminal 2 on January 12th. Moreover, Russian tourists returning to Egypt after a year's pause will provide a significant boost to the country's economy. Egyptian expert Mahmoud Abdel Jawad said Russians once played a vital role in the Egyptian tourist economy and are sorely missed. The Egyptian economy will get a strong impetus to develop as soon as the Russian tourists return to Cairo after a year's break. Mahmoud Abdel Jawad recalled that the country's economy is going through tough times, and it is very important to attract Russian tourists, who earlier accounted for 40% of the total tourist flow to Egypt. He added that the Egyptian government has required officials to provide the maximum level of security for Russians. Russia has always supported Egypt on the international political level. Returning the Russian tourists to the country of pyramids, Moscow will also support the economy of Egypt.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we'll be landing in Sharm el-Sheikh International Airport. You're kindly requested to check out your seatbelt and hold your seatbelt.
And welcome back again to Money Means Business. And our guests are Dr. Mustafa Khalil, Deputy Chairman of the Egyptian Tourism Federation. Welcome again, sir, with us.
Thank you very much.
And Mr. Tariq Sarhan, Japanese Polish tour guide. Welcome again, sir. Let us start talking about now, Russian tourism coming back. What do we have to offer here in Egypt? What we have, what do we need from Russia? What do they need from us? Or what can we offer them? There are myriads of things to talk about. Are we ready for all that, after this time? How are we ready for that? How are keen tourists? We had religious tourism. We had, we had Russian tourism a lot here. Now, what is the situation, what's going on?
At first, happy to hear that Russians are coming back to Egypt. This is number one. Let me talk first about the Russian society.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when we know the society, we can get some better results for the future. Russia is 140 million people. 20% from the population are Orthodox, 15% are Muslims. The age structure, which is most important for us, we want to attract for Egypt between 15 and 54, which is 55% from the Russian society, right? After this age, they never go out the country. They never. It's very rare. We have two big cities, Moscow, which is 12 million people, and St. Petersburg, 5 million people. They have 200 million mobile. They have 13 governmental TV stations. 104 million people are using internet, which is 73% from the population. More than 30 air flight companies. Let me talk about the climate of the Russian society. Now they are -5. Until March, they are -5. Right?
So they were -30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
And this supposed to be transferred into money for us.
Yes.
The national saving from the society, from the Russian society, they are 28% from their national income. Their national income per person, $18,000 US.
Yes.
Right? Which is, if they will save, it means that they will save like $4,500 US. Right?
Yeah.
This is the first part of the Russian society. Then our part, Egypt.
Yes. Yes.
The balance of payment between Egypt and Russia. It's, of course, is going on the side of the Russian society. We import from them weapons, cars, and heavy industry. What can we export for them? Only, our chance only, in fruits and tourism.
Okay.
The service, right? Fruits and tourism.
Yeah.
Then, the charter flight. Let me talk about the charter flight.
Yes.
I'm against, clearly I'm against the charter flight. We should use the charter flight after the national carrier. If Egypt Air first or their Aeroflot, right,
Yes.
are fully booked, then we go to that option of the charter flight. Mainly the Russian tourism, leisure tourism, not cultural tourism, right? But one of our disadvantages that do we teach this leisure tourism in our Faculty of Tourism and Hotels? No. We teach only hotels and cultural tourism.
Okay.
Right? Nothing about leisure tourism, which is another big industry now all over the world, and it's a science now. Right? The way we manage our overday trip from Hurghada, Luxor, or from Sharm el-Sheikh to Cairo, the overday trip, let me say clearly, it's a disaster. To make the people awake from midnight and to collect them in one bus, and they will arrive the start of Safaga Kaina Road at 5 o'clock in the morning. They will arrive Luxor without sleeping with their pillows from the hotel, right? And they will arrive Luxor like 10 o'clock in the morning to finish their visit, the cultural visit, and Luxor Temple, the Valley of the Kings, etc., right? And then back to Hurghada, supposed to be like 10 by night, second day, which is nearly 25 hours of people are not sleeping. Do you expect people will buy like this trip? This is Hurghada, Luxor. On the other side, we have Sharm el-Sheikh and Cairo. We have now the problem of the security situation, of course, the Ahmed Hamdi tunnel. You have to stop in this tunnel, stuck in the tunnel, let me say it clear, stuck in the tunnel, hours. Right? Is that okay? Is that suitable for the tourism?
There should be an alternative for that. Okay, can we stop just here,
Yes.
and hold the thought, because we're
Yes,
going
please.
to on, and then, with Dr. Mustafa. Dr. Mustafa, what is now the role, of the Egyptian Tourism Federation, seeing the problems that generally tourists can face in Egypt and what we can do to promote our tourism and actually correct what we have that cannot maybe yield money or revenues, the problems that we had before, and then correcting them.
Let me just comment some points.
Yeah, of course. I want that first, and then we talk about it, definitely.
And then we will speak about the yield and so on.
Yes.
Coming back to the Russian society.
Of course.
Russian society prefers to travel too much due to the climate situation there.
That was minus 30.
Yeah, minus 30, minus 50, gloomy at all times and so on. And by their nature, they would like to travel.
Yes.
And they prefer to visit the sea and sun areas, leisure. And as per the cultural tourism, it's not their fault, it's our fault.
Okay.
Because when we are going to the market, we have to agree how to attract several layers. Yes. And which approving my point of view that when, speaking about the overday to Luxor, how the tourist is taking all such kind of difficulties to visit a cultural site and come back at the same day.
Yes.
Because he fond of the tourism, the cultural tourism. They read about our history, or the Egyptian history since they were kids. And they're keen to visit this place. The main issue here that the Russians lane to travel is more than 50 million passengers every year. Our share is very small, 5% or more or less a little bit. If we would like to speak about the people who are traveling, it's not specific concerning a specific layer from 15 to 45, but actually even the people over age, over 60 and so on, they are traveling also because they are traveling as families. They are keeping the same Oriental way, families. Father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, granddaughter, grandsons, everybody are traveling together. If we are coming back to the balance between the Russian of the commercial and trading and so on, actually the balance more or less the same, but we are not putting in the balance the tourism. That's why they are making in the balance, when they are making the calculation, they are speaking about trading system only. So we are exporting about to Russia 500 million, and Russia exporting to us about 4,500,000,000. And from this balance, from this equation, there is no tourism. Actually, tourism, it comes to 1.5 billion or 2 billion, like that, so the balance more or less. The issue is not that balance. The issue is that is the win-win. It's not zero-sum game. We have to show to the people, to the Russians, how we are potential market. And we have to promote our products to the Russian market. Because, for example, Russian markets is a huge market to different, because they have 4 seasons. In Egypt, we have winter and summer. They have winter, they have autumn, winter, spring, summer. So you can export, you have a huge potential of textile. You don't have any step there for textile. It's not there. We cannot blame them. We have to blame ourselves. Because we cannot take the risk, we cannot go there, and so like that.
Agree.
Moreover, the charter flights, if we come back to the charter flight and the national carrier, the nature of the business itself, such kind of volume, especially the radius of the airline, is about 10 hours, 5 hours, round trip 10 hours. This radius is based on charter flight. Cannot make for such kind of mass production regular flight. You can put the regular flight. The strategy now of the Ministry of Tourism and the strategy of the country just to add the regular flights in addition to the charter flights, just to hit another layers of the customers who doesn't like to fly on the charter, and to be able to open more destination, Egyptian destination, not only Sharm or Ghana, but another destination, and marketing more kind of business.
Well, let me just have a comment here. You know, I know very well about religious tourism. Russians were very interested, Orthodox, that coming to St. Catherine because she's the
it's not only St. Catherine.
Yes. What happened
actually,
there?
I'll tell you. Nowadays, the Egyptian Orthodox Church already created the Holy Family Road.
Yes.
And they decided about 5 sites to be visited, and this will be completed like a pilgrim.
Yes.
And this program already authorized by the Pope, the Egyptian Pope, and this program we already starting to advertise it in different markets like Russia and so on. Since the flight will return back, then this is will be one of the main programs which will start from Cairo.
Okay.
So this is also, we are putting on the plan just to enhance the income. But religious tourism is not that, it's not the tourism, which it's a part of tourism, but it's not for the payer who upmarket or something like that. They are not good payers.
This is not that gets, the revenues.
Yeah, so comparing with the revenues or the income, huge income from the hard currency, this is not from religious tourism.
Okay.
But we're concentrating on the upmarket, in the Russian market. We have layers. They are exceeding of 20 million millionaire.
Yeah.
And the surroundings of the 20 million millionaire who are getting good income, this is a layer we have to target it. Okay. And when they are coming to the 5-star deluxe hotel, one family can achieve a revenue from the hard currency to Egypt more than 4 flights as revenue. So that is the point which we have to hit. I cannot blame any market because the market cannot be adapted itself according to my requirements. I have to adapt myself according to the market requirements. So I have to, when I go to the market, I have to tailor the programs which I have to sell to the market, and I'm sure I have to be sure that it will take some time to generate a very good kind of business and very good revenue. It's not from the first day I'm saying this is good program, please come, they will come tomorrow. It's not like that.
Definitely.
So this
Definitely. But then there is, this issue of the trips that are sold on the internet, that we're not in control of them. Like Turkey is selling the trips to Egypt, this point that we talked about. Yeah.
This is the second part now of my speech now. Who's getting benefit? Who benefits from the Russian tourism? Egyptians or Russians or Turkish people? Now, the big companies in Egypt are owners. And same the shorter flights. Right? So those people are bringing the people from Russia to Egypt and their charter flights, and they will take this money. And we support the charter flight system. This is not a secret, by the way. Right? So we are supporting the Turkish people. Are we support them? Do we support them? Is it okay? Is it accepted? Meanwhile, we are having a hard currency shortage now. This is number one. Turkish people are getting benefit from our tourism. Right? This is number one. Then those people who are coming...
So we need to divert this in a way, in a manner that we just are more in control.
Right.
So you are speaking this question to the government or to the private sector business?
I don't know who's responsible for this, but...
Nobody is responsible. The responsible is the market. Because if you are going to the market and you don't like to make a risk, and the others making the risk and taking the business, then we should blame ourselves.
Yes, but there is an
all
impact.
The sector.
There is an impact for this because they sell Egypt a cheaper price than the price they sell.
No. I'm sorry. It's not by. It's not. This is not by default. He is in purpose selling Egypt cheaper than Turkish. No, he is making because he found his benefits, just because his season is in the summer. Turkish destination starting from May till September or October. And then all his infrastructure of sales and so on should stop till next summer. So he preferred to continue and use Egypt as a second destination for him in the winter and so on. But while he's doing that, we don't do anything. We are already leaving the situation as it is.
Yes, we don't move.
Yeah,
we don't want to move.
So we don't blame anybody. We have to say We have
blame
to arrange
ourselves.
ourselves. Yes, exactly.
Yes, agree.
Exactly. We would like to just arrange ourselves and to make, because all of these things to create operation from any market to the destination, you have to secure its sustainability.
All right.
And such kind of sustainability will show up only when you make a mechanism and system.
Right.
If you are leaving every company or every hotel going by himself and doing like that, dumping of the prices and all the issues.
This would be my third part of the speech, but my second part of the speech, are we prepared? That's why I addressed the second part. Are we prepared for this tourism or not?
We are arranging ourselves now, yes, definitely.
Disagree.
Definitely, yes. No. You disagree with me because maybe you don't know what you are doing. Maybe.
Not with you.
Well, we come to this.
My point of view.
Okay,
Yeah.
we come to this point is very important, but we have online Mr. Ihab Abdallah, member of member of the board of the Tourism Companies Federation. Hello, sir. Are you online with us? Yes. Sir, the question is, we were talking about tourism companies and we're selling trips, Egyptian trips to Egypt, and we talk about our needs here and who's controlling actually the internet trips that are sold, and our guests are talking about part of it, that Turkey is more in control, that sells the trips to Egypt and gets the benefit most, not Egypt. The benefit that comes, the material benefit doesn't come to Egypt, but it goes to Turkey first. What do you say about that?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well. The sound is not good. I can't hear you.
Let me repeat again the question. We talked about here about the trips that are sold to Egypt and the control on the internet. The trips that are sold on the internet are under the control of the Turkish companies or Turkish tour
operator.
Yes, tour operators that are selling those trips. And then the benefit, the material benefit the revenues don't come to Egypt, very little, but then most of it goes to Turkey. And then, of course, they're not paying like taxes here or taxes there. So little money is coming here while most of the money goes to Turkey or those in control of the trips.
Yes, it's right. That's what you're saying. It's the benefits don't go to our country, or no taxes. No revenue for Egypt because we are the second hand, not the first hand.
Yes.
This thing is not good for us or not good for Egyptian tourism.
How can we benefit? How can we benefit and control our own trips? Is there a way to do that?
By good advertising and good media, and also the trying to reach the tour operators direct. In these countries, not to rely on, to be the second hand through not only Turkey, but also Spain and Italy and Israel. We are the second hand of them. So it's very important for us to be the first hand. So we can do this, or solve this problem by reaching these countries directly, not through another tour operators in this country. And this is very important for us.
Yes.
And our Ministry of Tourism are trying to do this thing, but you know that the situation of politics also and terrorists in our area is very difficult. But we're trying, and I think that 2017 will be different, and I think the tourism will go up, and the revenues will be better next year.
Are we prepared for more tourism from Russia that is supposed to be coming, and more tourists coming here?
Yeah, I think they will start their operation after 1 or 2 months. They said this before for many times, but I think this time it would be okay, or it be real. So I hope the operation it's very important for us.
Yes.
Russian tourists It's very, very important because it's more than 2.5 million to Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada, so it's very, very important for us.
Yes, Mr. Rehab Abdelhaal, member of the Board of Tourism Companies Federation, thank you very much for being with us. Then, of course, you do have a comment on that.
I would like to say that if we would like to play a role in any market,
yes,
we have to do it ourselves.
Okay.
So the role is like that. We have any tourism, any industry of tourism. It is not now like before, which saying that it's like luxurious industry, or it is profession that the people are happy while they are doing the job. There is no difficulty. No. It became like industry.
Yes.
And such industry, there are main factors are playing to achieve success in such industry. The airlines, we have to have a very strong fleet. It's not just one carrier, one flight or two like that. Very strong fleet. Minimum 30, 40 aircraft based only for the tourism, to target the markets, not only the basics one or the classic one or traditional ones, but the new markets also. Our competitors are flying to 120 markets, and we are flying to 26, 27 markets. So we have been inverted, or basically working in such 4 or 5 basic markets. They are generating for us about 8 million, and the rest from another 10 or 15 markets, and that's it. But just to achieve stability and sustainability in the industry, we have to fly to such 100 at least market, which is their radius of the flights ranges from 4 hours till 7 hours one way.
Yes.
That's our aircrafts have the possibilities to go to this radius of flying without stop. So it will be economical one. This number one. Number two, we have to put this carrier to to different destinations, such as Luxor, such as Aswan, Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, from different markets according to the wishes of the travelers themselves. If they are preferring classic tourism, they will go to Luxor, Cairo, Aswan, and so on. If they are preferring leisure, they have to think like this. And we have to connect all of them together between the resorts and the classic destinations also. According to this, if you will make the carriers, if you will solve the issue of the carriers, then you already solved about 70% of the problem. You will give the possibilities for the Egyptian travel agencies and tour operators to build their stations there in the market, and they will sell themselves, and about 80–90% of the hard currency of the package will come to Egypt. This is the advantages. That's why in the plan now, if you will put it in the plan, you will find it. They are making that regular flight track to be enhanced as well as a charter flight. Accordingly, you will find the other tour operators who are coming from wherever, from Turkey, from Russia, from Spain, from all over the world. They will find another Egyptian tour operators, carriers. They are flying from the same market also. Accordingly, you will find, if we will face any kind of troubles in the regions or all over the world, you will not have this fall down as we have seen last 5 years. Why? Because you already have a base in 100 markets.
Yes.
And if you find 5 countries, 7 countries, they are making ban or they have some troubles and so on, you will find at least another 40%, 50%, they are coming to the destinations.
Yes.
So you are not suffering such kind of calamities which happened during the last 6 years.
Yes. Yes.
This is the only way out if you would like the industry to be strong. You need to build a strong fleet of airlines. You need to make tour operator and travel agents, Egyptians are existed in these markets. And the banking system should trust this industry and give the people a kind of loans to be able to build according to the feasibility study.
Yes.
Try to point to any tour operator all over the world. You will find them that they are making their business mainly according to funding or financing from the bank, backing them according to the feasibility study. Yeah. And because they have this enough cash flow, they are coming to the hotels and pushing them and make their prices less. That's why from the 90s until now, the prices never increased. It comes down. You are providing more value and keeping the same level of the price.
Which is unfair.
Unfair.
Yes.
About 25 years, the same price.
Yeah.
That's
so what do you say about that?
Second point, now the charter flight supported by the Egyptian government way or another. And we need, as Dr. Mustafa said now, we need a strong fleet of airplanes to go different places, right? Now let me speak about the traveler himself, right? Those people during the 90s and the first, let's say 10 years ago, they came to Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh, they put their real estates, they have their flats, and they rented to their friends who are coming on the charter flight, supported by the Egyptian government, somehow, right? And they take the money from their friends. So this is tax evasion now. We are talking about it. You cannot, you're not able to track them by tax, right? They take the money, and you are not having any US dollar in your pocket.
For this.
Yes, this is very. One more important thing, it's a national security issue.
Okay.
Yes, it's not easy because you don't know who's coming where, is doing what.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
This is very important.
We'll come to this. We have a short break. We'll come back and we'll start talking about that. A short break and we're coming back. Stay tuned to us. Don't go away. To Money Means Business, and you wanted to answer this issue. Yes.
This is, you know that tourism is not a leisure. They have several kind of tourism. For example, MICE tourism for meeting and incentive, sport, spa and wellness, residential tourism, leisure, classic, and so on. As much as I will increase the scope of our spectrum of the programs which I'm doing, as much as I will attract all the layers of any society I'm targeting.
Yes.
Residential tourism, it's a very, very essential tourism which we are targeting.
Exactly.
Why? Because residential tourism, what does it mean? It means that is I'm investing, I'm foreigners, and I'm investing in Egypt, in Sharm el-Sheikh, in Hurghada, in one studio, or one apartment, or one villa, or whatever it is, and I'm paying this money cash in advance.
Very good.
Okay, so this is a good income to the country.
Yeah.
When I'm paying this money, I'm obliged either I will attend to this place twice or 3 times a year. So I am already, because I have investment and I like this place. And I will encourage my friends, my family, or members and so on to go to this place. I will give them the key of this place to come. We are relying here on their expenditure in purchasing power. When they will come, they will eat from the supermarket which is there and so on. They will go and make shopping. They will use all the facilities in the country and so on. And they will be, you guarantee when you are selling this unit, you guarantee at least it will attract several families to occupy it about minimum 70 to 100 nights, one unit. And this unit you got its the cost of it in advance.
Right.
So that's the residential tourism. If we succeed, we have huge obstacles that's to enhance this kind of tourism. It's very bad in Egypt because they cannot give visa for the people for 2 years or 5 years or like that, multiple visa for the member, for the buyer of that. In addition to that, you cannot, especially in the areas like Hurghada, Sharm and so on, you cannot give them a real contract which can give them a total right of the ownership of this unit. This is completely different from Cyprus, it's completely different from England, completely different from Spain, and so on. And all those countries, even Turkey, which you are talking about this, all of these countries, they are gaining huge amount of money from such type of tourism.
The question is, do they pay taxes for their profits?
What kind of definitely.
No?
Definitely they pay. Definitely.
Have you ever heard before that
no,
they
no,
pay
when
taxes
you are,
for the
I'm
rental
sorry,
of their flats?
When taxes of the real estate, because this is real estate. When you come into the real estate system of the taxes and so on, it will be applied immediately. That's number one. Number two,
it will be, not before.
No, because the area itself is exempted because
that was before. No, not now.
I'm speaking about. I'm not speaking about now. I'm speaking about when you are building the project, and when I bought this unit, it was exempted from any taxes. But when you will apply,
it go on like this?
When you will apply the taxes, when the exemption period will be already passed, everybody will be applicable for taxes.
Let me say something, please.
Please.
Tax exemption was for projects only, not for the real estate. I mean, if you bought a hotel, okay, you have a hotel, this land for the hotel, okay, you will have a tax exemption. But if you bought a flat, no.
No, I'm sorry.
There is no tax exemption about
this type of business, I'm not professional in
yes,
that, but if this type of business should pay taxes,
yes,
they pay taxes.
It will generate, but now, but nothing.
I'm not sure. They are not escaping from it. They are not making criminal issues.
It won't show, it's like if you get your friends, it's like this is a unit. And then people come and go, so you never know. There is.
It doesn't need. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Why should I ask him to pay tax for me? He is the owner of this apartment, or the owner of this unit, and he paid all the expenses and the profit and everything in advance. So I can host whoever I'd like, and I can do that. If you give it to the developer, and the developer is selling it, he's paying taxes as doing like that. But tell me, please, if you have an apartment as Egyptian and you are paying taxes, if you have an apartment in any resort, and you asked your friends to go there,
I have to inform taxes and pay taxes for this.
What?
I have to inform the tax authority because I'm making money now. This is
no, actually I cannot understand this because you are the owner of the apartment. Convert it into commercial. This is another issue. But I'm speaking about
now.
Don't blame the people. Don't blame them, just because you don't make the law and to apply the law for that. But this I can tell you that this kind of tourism, it generates huge amount of money, billions, to a lot of countries around us.
Meantime, we can make another more income from taxes. We don't have the law. You're right, but we don't have the law. We have to put this law. If you are making money from this because you are on the Egyptian land and you are subject to pay taxes, same like any Egyptian
I believe
person.
that you cannot get everything, because if you would like to have hard currency, if you would like, because it's like export, if you asking investor or someone from abroad to pay hard currency to buy a unit anyway, so this is like an exporting, and the government itself encouraging exporting and exempting them from taxes, and even the value-added taxes they are exempted from. So this is, if you would like to encourage investor to come and to buy this, and to encourage themselves to be like as a tourists, and they staying here long stay. They are not coming to stay just 1 week. They are coming to stay long stay, and when they come to stay long stay, they are eating and drinking from the area. They are buying excursions. They are buying commodities and textile and so on from Egypt. So it's another revenue is coming. Put it like that. I can tell you that the people, mainly the accommodation price, especially in a country like Egypt, is not the issue. It's not the main source of money. The main source of money, what we are doing about 10 years ago, is the purchasing power. Because look at the hotels which they are selling in 10 or 15 US dollars. This is it's not an essential to give you revenue. The main thing which you can feel as a revenue is that your capabilities to provoke the purchasing power of the customer himself.
All right.
That's the point.
We can encourage them to buy.
Yeah.
But there is no tax exemption. Meanwhile, this time now there is no tax.
We can ask the government to apply tax.
But the issue is, if I have an apartment somewhere, I'm just like not renting it. I bought an apartment somewhere, and then I get my friends. Whether I just convert it to a commercial thing, people wouldn't know. But then it's like my apartment, I can do whatever I like.
You are making business.
It's not right. But then like you don't announce it. You just have your friends coming here as friends. But then they are renting, of course.
The person who bought a flat in Hurghada, he's foreigner, let's say any nationality, and he's making money for renting this flat to his friends or
he should have.
All right?
He has the right to do that.
Does he inform the authority tax in his country about this money? Yes or no?
Of course not. I don't think, I mean,
if you are in,
very few will do that.
If you are in his shoes, you will not do. I can give you an example. In Paris, which is the country which is doing like that, the people who have extra apartment, or investing in buying an apartment, they are making like that. There is a broker, and this broker owns printing and speaking, and the people going, no taxes, nothing.
Very easy. It's very nice. You support the people.
I'm speaking about in a country, and I'm sure the government knows who is doing that. But this is natural things. You need to increase, because if you will invite people, encourage people to come and invest and buy these units, you will encourage the people to come to travel to the country several times. You will give a kind of a community, because we are seeking to create community in the resorts, not just like a tourist resort.
So I support the charter flight, then I support again the flat rental, and
no, I'm not supporting. I'm sorry.
Free of taxes.
No. This is a kind.
From where I will.
Yeah, no. There is concerning the charter flights. I am against support of the charter flight as well, like you. But the idea is that when you are in a critical situation like that, because we are not inventing. We are not the one who inventing that. I'm against the charter, but there are some criteria. When you are paying $1 US, you are looking what is the revenue of this $1 US. So the revenue, if this matrix or this balance is according to the criteria, then it's fine. Okay,
we've got 3 minutes to go. So final word. We know that we have a lot to do, but then how to in a nutshell.
All right.
Remedy that.
For me, make Egypt easy and reachable, not cheap.
Okay.
This is number one. Quality or quantity?
Okay.
What we
quality,
need.
of course.
Quality, of course.
Right?
Yes.
The marketing campaign. In a Russian society, 73 million people are using the internet from the population. That means that the marketing campaign should be through the internet or the mobile, right? The very important thing, the electronic signature law, which is not yet applied by the parliament in Egypt.
Okay.
It's very important, because the Minister of Tourism, yesterday he announced that we are going to enlarge the website saying like this, but we don't have the electronic
signatures.
Yes, this is very important.
Yes.
And prices should be under the control of the Ministry of Tourism, because nobody for 5-star hotel will sell the room for $15. It's crazy, right? We need Egyptian travel channel. It's very important.
Okay.
Now, not tomorrow.
Yes.
As Dr. Mustafa said, strong air fleet. Strong, not 30 planes only. This is urgent now and should be done as soon as possible.
Okay, sir, how do you see it at the end? You know, like a...
I hope all the best for the country.
I
hope everybody should work,
yes,
not just talk. I hope everybody should feel that this country is important for his life.
More allegiance, actually, and love.
Important for his life and for his kids, for his children.
Yes.
So he should work sincerely to this country. This is the most important. If he will do that, we will achieve all what we are required and even more.
No special recommendation?
A recommendation, it's a huge list. But the basic, the core of this, if we will work seriously and sincerely, and we consider this country is for us and for our children, so it will be very nice. We will do the best job.
People in tourism are another army.
Definitely. Definitely.
Another
of course,
army.
it's a backup army.
Not the military one.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Mustafa Ali, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For being
Thank
with
you.
us. Mr. Sarhan, thank you very much
Thank
for
you
being
very
with us.
much.
You honor us with your presence. We see you. The talk, like we have a lot to say more. And we hope, by the next time, then we'll have a lot achieved.
Business will make money. Not money.
Makes business, exactly. So, like, business will make money. So, on this note, we just, end up a business making money. And of course, like stability and all what we said. And as we always say, God bless our Egypt. God bless our Egyptian army. God bless our Egyptian people. God bless our president. On this note, I'd like to say, ادخلوها بسلام إن شاء الله آمنين. Enter Egypt, God willing, safe and Mubarak شعبي مصر. Or God bless my people, Egypt. I'm Nermin Nazim signing off. We'll see you again next week. Goodbye for now.